Uninformed immigrants are at a huge disadvantage in court, in financial and legal matters, and also sometimes in life. Well, what can we do about it? I'll tell you what. We can train, teach, inspire, and empower immigrants to maximize their lives regardless of their immigration status. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. I am your immigration lawyer and host, Otis Landerholm, and this is the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. Hello and welcome. In today's episode, we're going to be tuning into a recent Client Success Summit, which is a full-day event for clients of our firm to improve their lives. So enjoy. Who would like to share one action item that you want to accomplish, that you could take, that will improve your life in the next 90 days? What's one thing that you can do to move your life forward? Okay? So Rigo was just explaining that he wants to create a new habit for himself regarding his health. So he was saying that he wants to drink less soda, which is great, right? And he says that he wants to get more exercise. He wants to be healthy and strong, and he's going to start bicycling. He's going to do a bicycle route every day. So that's awesome. All right. Well, thanks everyone for your participation. And so after we do that, and after we create the steps that we want to take in our lives and just create it in the mind, the next thing that's important to do, and Rigo, I recommend this for you, write it down, calendar it, all right? In business planning, right, we talk about there being two resources, and it's time and money. All right. Well, whenever we want to accomplish something, we've got to talk about how we're going to use time and money to accomplish it. And so for exercise, it's like, okay, there's not a lot of money that you're going to do. I mean, you could hire a personal trainer or something like that to make something happen, but you don't need to. Really, you need to spend time at it. And so time then becomes what you need to block off to achieve the habit that you want to achieve, new exercise, whatever it might be, all right? You want to set yourself up so that you can achieve it. And so anyway, pull out your calendars, right? Pull out your calendars and talk about blocking off time. And it's really great, and it's a perfect segue because time is my next topic that I want to talk about, all right? And I'm going to share with you a training that I've done for my whole team on time. Because time management, time itself, is like, it's mission critical to achieving anything that we want to do in our lives. All right? So our very next topic is on the topic of time. I thought I was going to transition right into talking about time, but there is a theme that I wanted to address first. All right? So we have our goals that we've created and that we've set in the future. We've got even some action plans that we've set in the future. But now I've got to ask the question. And the question is, why don't we have it already? You know, if we know what we want, why don't we have it already? And what I want to think about, what I want each of us to think about before we get into the next topic is, okay, what are our excuses? What are our justifications? What are our reasons, really, of explaining why we don't have what we want yet? All right? And, you know, maybe is it our immigration status that's holding us back from getting what we want? Or maybe we use our education level, or maybe we use our parents, or maybe we talk about other things that have happened in the past, right, that we blame for not being where we are right now. So I really want us to think about, before we move into the next topic, what are our justifications? What are our excuses? What are our reasons for us not having what we want? Because I've got lots of clients, right? I've got lots of clients. I mean, we all do this. I do this as well. But I have clients who come in and say, hey, look, they can't make more money because they don't have their immigration status yet. they can't ask their boss for a raise because they don't have their papers in order yet. And I say, is that true? You're saying that you can't go to your boss and just ask a question because you don't have your immigration status? Like, is that actually accurate? Yeah? And then, you know, similar. A lot of people will say, hey, I can't have the job I want because I don't have the education. I never graduated from high school or whatever, right? And then really what they're saying is they're blaming their parents because, oh, my parents never encouraged me to go to school, right? And so it's really my parents that caused me to not go to school and get the education I want, and so therefore I can't have the job that I want, and so therefore I can't have the life that I want. And it's just completely living in the past, by the way. And it's not actually taking responsibility. It's blaming something else when instead you could just go ask for the job you want. All right? Sometimes there are excuses that we have that are justified, that are really accurate. For example, you know, if one of my clients has the goal of becoming the president of the United States, like, you got to become a citizen first, and actually you had to have been born in the U.S., so it might not even be possible. And I was sharing in Spanish my example. If my goal were to be the best basketball player that has ever walked on planet Earth, like, forget about it, right? It's not going to happen. I need to be twice as tall as I am right now and half my age, and I need to be practicing full-on 12 hours a day every single day in order to even come close to that, all right? And so it's not, luckily, that's not my goal. All right? But it's like, okay, the point is there are justifications that are real, and then there are justifications that are in our mind. And we need to be conscious of that before we move on through the next topics. All right? We need to know, okay, are we blaming our parents? Are we blaming our education? Are we blaming some mistake we made in the past? Are we, you know, blaming ourselves for some decision, instead of just taking action and going for what we want? Because in many cases, get rid of the excuses and the justifications and just take action, and heck, you'll get what you want, all right? Regardless of your immigration status, regardless of your age, regardless of your gender, regardless of whatever else you think is holding you back, all right? If you just get that out of your mind and go for it, heck, you'd be surprised at what you can accomplish. Thank you for listening to the Empowered Immigrant Podcast. If you like what you heard and if you want to learn more, please go to landerholmimmigration.com/podcast.